Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
I'm not in the picture. Oh yeah.
Get in the picture. Get in the picture.
Get in the picture.
So good to be with you guys today. I want to open up everything.
Absolutely.
We got some fun stuff to talk about.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Christian made the best breakfast ever today.
You think so?
Yes, I think so.
I just tried to get something really quick and going.
Yeah, but it was so good. He made this yogurt bowl with kiwi, peanut butter, and oatmeal flakes. Like.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah. Yes, in that combination was super like fresh but nourishing, and didn't get that after you feel like I don't know that you eat 6 toasts.
Yeah. Hello, Saints and Jesus from Sigmar Hempel.
Hi, Sigmar.
Hello, Saint. I like that.
Yes.
You know, that's what Paul called the leaders in the Bible.
Yeah, I'll write down something important for today.
Oh yeah, well,
yes, that I won't forget.
Taking memory notes. What's it called? Remember? What do you call it? Like
notes.
Memory notes. Yeah. Good morning from Utah, from El Nokmar Jimenez. Well, hello, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing awesome, man. Utah, man, that's cool. I've never been there. Would like to go there. I would like to go to every single state in the U.S. So I hope everybody's doing well. Let us know where you guys are from, where you're watching this from, of course, in the comments. And as you can see in the title, we're going to talk today about our top 5 most meaningful books that we've had. So we'll wait like a minute or two just for people to get on, but just books that have meant a lot to us. Our top 5 books.
This is super funny. I was just right now writing notes in my phone, but my keyboard was in Finnish and I was writing English words, so it like auto-corrected everything. And now here's like, well, actually I can't tell the names, but they are super fun. Like,
you can read it later. We'll see the messed up Finnish version of the English names of the books. Yeah. How you all doing today? How are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I have...
Fantastic. I like hearing that.
Look at my coffee cup. Okay.
Hello, Finn.
It's super full.
Kjekt å se deg. Oh,
hello, Finn.
Hey, from Germany. We have Sigmar Hempel.
Europe.
Guten Tag.
Europe is here.
Europe is here. Guten Tag. Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of Europeans that watch like Bob's stuff.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Sanctuary International is very much international. Is very much European. A lot of Americans, but a lot of Europeans.
Yeah.
I think there's even Sanctuary India or something.
Wow.
I'm not sure. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. That's
something. Ha!
Yeah, but I woke up today, and like I say, woke up today less than like an hour ago. It's 5 o'clock here. We're both nocturnal because I work the night shift, so Heta has just adapted to my rhythm because I work most nights, and there's no point in like just okay, let's go back to the normal. Then I have to go back to like the night shift rhythm.
I tried that. Like I was up when you were sleeping, but it started to feel pretty weird. We were like,
you don't like that?
No, we were never sleeping together.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
At the same time, that was kind of dull. I got up when you came.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we stopped doing that. We'll be here for We'll be here for a month longer ish here in Norway, and then hopefully we'll get back home. There's not that many flights. Pray for us. Yeah. But
oh yeah, we got a fun email this morning about our flights.
Yeah. We'll take care of that. We just have to fix things a little bit, you know, it's life. Yeah,
I'm to be honest, like seriously, I'm not worried at all. It's just a little bit like goofy this time. It's very awkward. Like,
right.
But anyway, life is awkward, so
yeah. There's, you know, I've been recently praying more like not that okay, I pray that everything will go smooth today, but just like I pray that I will just have the strength and everything that I needed, the tools to break through those breakthroughs, what do you call it? Challenges. Brain's not working. Just to go through them and to go through them with like a good attitude and handle it and not like let anything like drag me down. Great loss today. Ken Hensley. I don't know who Ken Hensley is actually.
Oh, but that's still...
Do you know who he is?
No, but that's still sad.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that. I'm sure it's someone you cared about, it seems. So yeah.
This is like obviously husband.
Ken Hensley.
Set up.
Husband?
Yeah, you have set up the camera, and I was like, obviously husband.
Obviously husband setup. Wow. Ouch. What does that mean?
Don't
I do a good job?
You do a good job, but if a wife puts it, the camera is close to us, and
oh yeah. Well, you're welcome to move it. In your right here. I don't know what that means. But by the way, what part of Norway do you live in, Finn? We are in the fjords, a place called Nordfjordeid.
Nearby Ålesund, and between Ålesund and Bergen.
Kinda, but like
that's like super like blurry.
Not yeah, it's more like inwards. It's not that close to Ålesund. It's a few hours away, but I guess it's the biggest.
Well, in Finland, that's super
town.
close. If something is 2 hours from something, it's like
yeah, in northern Sweden too. Östfold. Okay, Östfold. I've heard that name, but I'm not sure where it is exactly.
I want to check.
Okay, and now we're gonna start talking about our topic for today.
But I'm very curious because I love maps and I love like world.
Östfold. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like Oslo. I was thinking it's like around Oslo. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. So we're not close to each other.
No, we're very far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Yes. Hope you guys are all doing well. We're doing really well. Man, I just woke up with this excitement today. This is just an exciting day. It just felt such peace in my heart. I don't know if you've ever felt that. You just like know the good things are coming and just excitement. So I was excited to start this day.
Hey, baby, just so you know, you did a great job with setup. It was very well set up.
Thank you.
Lamp is perfect.
Perfect. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
We still got our Halloween decoration in the background, as you can see.
We want to enjoy them as long as just purely possible before it's time for Christmas.
That's your favorite. I love Christmas too.
Yeah.
Love it. So let me know if you guys have any questions, any comments. We will read them in real time here. But today, this is actually inspired by, I got a message from someone who said it would be interesting to hear about like our favorite books and movies and things like that, and especially also hear like a female perspective on things.
Female perspective on things.
So yes. I'm very, very excited to talk about it. So we thought we'd talk today about what are our top 5 most like meaningful books to us. Bible
is number 1, always, of course, but this time we don't take it in this because it's so obvious.
Yeah, we won't talk about that because that's a given. That's like the most important book. But the 5 most significant books, and that's kind of tough. Like when I've read a lot of books, so you have to think about like okay, which one really made the biggest impact, and all of that. So we'll just and let us know what are some of your favorite books, and it can be on any topic. It can be on like a Christian book. Just helped you in your faith. It can be some kind of a personal development that just helped you see things in a different way. It can be a cookbook. It can be a fantasy book.
I would love to hear if somebody has a story a book that somehow changed your life.
Yes.
That it had a big impact. Even smaller impact is, of course, we want to hear that too. But if you have something like that special, it's super interesting.
Yeah, let us know in the comment what are some of the books that made like a huge impact on you. And of course, we all got the Bible here. This is Finn already said.
Yes, Bible.
So, okay, let's start with number one. We're gonna just go like one each.
Okay.
Ladies first.
It females first?
Ladies first.
We have a saying in Finnish that females first, even to the weak eyes.
We already got
Super
The Hobbit, hands down the most enjoyable book I've ever read. You know that? I read that a very long time ago in high school. I read it for my English class to improve my English. And I really enjoyed that book, actually. It's actually the only Lord of the Rings book I've ever read. I haven't read any of the other ones. Morgan Cain, I haven't heard of that one. What is it about?
Yeah, what is that about? Hobbit, I know. I haven't read it personally, actually. I think I would like that, though.
Yeah. Okay, so number one for Heta. Well, this is like in no particular order, or is it?
I'm thinking...
Nah, it's not. Not for me, anyway. But it could be for you.
Okay, it's not in any... I choose Love Languages book. Who's the author?
Gary Chapman?
Gary Chapman.
I believe.
What's the title?
The 5 Love Languages.
5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. I just wrote down Love Languages. I don't know why I did. Anyway, that's very, very, very meaningful for me because it helped me to understand that other people actually, like my family, we have very different love languages in the family where I'm born. And for example, my parents are more acts than me. I'm 0 acts basically, and I'm like very.
You sure like that yogurt bowl this morning, though.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm very strongly only gifts. So I don't necessarily feel very loved when somebody does something for me, but it helped me to understand that, oh, it is that somebody shows me love when they do that. I know it sounds crazy, but that just like helped me to like start to receive love and feel more loved when someone actually does. Like it was very meaningful.
So this is like a revelation that not everybody is the same, and just figuring out what is your love language, what other people have, and that just because you love something doesn't mean someone else is going to feel loved in the same way as you do, because you love gifts. So for me, like I knew that very early in our relationship, so I took it seriously. So I started like planning gifts, already for the first time we were going to see each other after a long time. I'd planned all these gifts because I knew that was important for you.
Yeah, and I have to say it also helped me to understand, like sometimes I gave gifts for people and they were kind of like they didn't necessarily open it, or they just thanks, great, and I could see that didn't do anything, and I was ready to rip my heart in pieces and throw this friendship in the trash can, and they don't care about me, but
yeah, you took it as they don't care about me.
Yeah.
But it was just that they didn't have the same love language.
Yeah.
Looks like Chad Coons here agrees. It helped us tremendously. And when you say us, I am assuming you mean in your marriage. Excuse me. So okay, cool. So that's your number one.
Yep.
Okay.
This list has
first book that we're mentioning. Okay. So mine will be. I was just talking recently about this. This is a book called, I think we've mentioned it before in these videos, but it's a book called Practice the Presence of God. And it's by Brother Lawrence, who was a monk. Don't know exactly when he lived. It was hundreds of years ago. And I pretty much think that, like, after the Bible, like, that should be the first book that you read. It's an amazing book. It is very, like, it just did something to me. I remember sitting at Starbucks reading this book in the US many years ago and just felt so much of just God's presence and peace and just like, wow, just like ecstatic joy, and he talks about just basically how to practice the presence of God. Like, how do you do that? How do you like stay in God's presence? How do you experience God? And it keeps it very simple and it's very encouraging. It doesn't like in any way like put you down or make you feel like, oh man, I should do better. I need to work harder. It's like the opposite of that. And has many beautiful quotes. And basically this monk who lived in a monastery, and he just the dishes, and he was just so radiant of God's like goodness and glory that people came like from afar to look at him do these dishes because he was
Wow.
just like radiating. So practice Presence of God by Brother Lawrence. It was definitely a very impactful book. Like it was during a season I was reading a lot of these books by mystics. Excuse me, like Teresa of Avila, Madame Guyon, I think her name is. Thank you, love. And but that's one was my favorite for sure.
Wow.
So
Sounds super interesting. I want to read that book too.
yeah, I have it. My
You
Kindle.
have it? Yes.
Maybe I'll let you borrow it. Okay. Let us know. Has anybody else read that book, Practice the Presence of God? Let us know in the comments. If so, what did you think of it? Number 2 for Heta.
Yeah.
What's it gonna be?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Like one of the books or just all of them?
Right now I'm reading the Azkaban prisoner.
The what?
The Prisoner of Azkaban.
Azkaban. Yeah, something like that.
It's something like that in English. I read it in Swedish. That's why it is so meaningful for me. Because the story behind why I chose this book is that I have finally found a technique to study a language that really works for me. Because I love fun and I don't like to do anything boring. And yeah, if it's something that I have to do, like maybe if I would be working for someone or if I'm in school, I need to do certain boring things, and I'd understand it's part of life in a way. But if it's about my free time, I don't want to do, like, I sometimes start studying languages and I just like kind of do that one time and then forget about it.
Yeah.
But I'm reading Swedish ebook in this app that translates it to me very quickly when I just click the word. The app is called like Link. And it's
I use it too.
You use it too.
I recommend it if you want to learn language. Use Link.
He recommended it.
Yeah, if you have any questions about it, feel free to shoot me a message. Like you can shoot on Instagram, for example.
Yeah, that's like so much fun because I actually doesn't take like 1 year to read one book.
Yeah.
And I learned so quickly. I have learned not to put any pressure on myself. I just read it and translate it, and voila, my language skills are all the time better and better.
Yeah. It really works. It's super efficient.
And I have to say the Harry Potter books also, because when I was a child, like 7, I read the first one in 1 day because I was so nerdy.
That's crazy. When you were 7.
Yeah.
For a 7-year-old, that's a thick book for a 7-year-old.
Yeah. I was nerdy, but I also loved it. I remember I walked in our house like this because I wouldn't put it down for a whole day.
You did?
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
You liked it.
I loved it.
But that's so impressive. 7 years old reading Harry Potter by himself.
You should have seen me borrowing books from library. Like the library ladies were like, "Are you sure you are going to get home safely with our books?" Because I had like scaring them like this, and I had like 15, 10, 20 books for my summer vacation. Like, ee!
That's so cool. That's so cool. Oh, so
I love the world. It's cozy. It's kind of scary, especially the last books are like super scary.
Super scary.
Yeah, but I know what happens, so I can like.
Yes.
I can read them.
So you've already read them, and you took something that you already enjoyed, and then just okay, I'll just use this for learning Swedish and do something I actually like instead of something boring, and learn that way.
Yeah,
and it kind of like you're enjoying a book, and then the learning happens automatically.
Yes, and to be honest, I wouldn't be reading Harry Potter in Finnish or English.
Okay.
Because I would find that a little bit time waste. Because right now I have many things that I prioritize more than reading a fantasy book.
Yeah, I get it.
So it's a good way to get to do something fun and call it studying.
Yeah. Well, study is overrated. You know, it's I think when it comes to learning languages.
There's a new...
Yeah, Suffering and Death, The Saint's Highest Calling by Henry R. Pike. Great book. Not familiar with that one. But thanks for these recommendations. Keep them coming, people. If you're just joined, like we're talking about our top 5 most meaningful books. And if you have a book that, if there's any book that we mentioned that you're like, yeah, I love that one too, then let us know why. If you have other books, and write it in the comments that have meant a lot for you, and everybody can read afterwards, you know, and get some good recommendations as well. So that was your number 2. Okay, my number 2 is gonna be a controversial one. This is gonna be a controversial book. And you're probably...
I know what you're about to say.
You are, yeah, and probably a lot of you are gonna go, what? Really? So my number 2 book is I Kissed Dating Goodbye by Josh Harris, and I'm gonna explain you why. Because when I read this book, like I haven't read this book since I was like, well, I read it once when I was like 19, 20. It just did something, you know, God did something through this book to me. And it's actually, it's quite sad now because now, you know, Josh is divorced. Yeah, Josh is divorced and pretty recently, and came out to say that he basically isn't a Christian anymore, from what I can understand. So, but I've always liked him, thinks he's a great guy. And I don't know how much I would agree with the book now, reading it. Probably would be a lot that I disagree with, but... and I also know people that have said that it has, that it wasn't good for them. But for me, what it was really significant was I read it during a time where I did not have any Christian community. And this book, and Alex also read 2 of his other books, really showed me the importance of community and stirred up this hunger for me to pursue community. And it really was a game changer for me. It was so important because then the following year when I moved to Stockholm, like the capital of Sweden, I really right away went after it and tried to find a church, which I found a community very quickly because of that. And I stayed with that community for 4 years, the whole time I was living there. So
wow.
So it was a very significant book. And Chad is saying, same here. And yes, pray for Josh. Yes, 100%. Absolutely. So, and I guess it also started this whole relationship journey with me. Yeah. And that's when I started reading a lot of like relationship books, and I did that for many years. And, you know, maybe I wouldn't have started Lovebound. Maybe I wouldn't have started Lovebound if I wouldn't have read I Kissed Dating Goodbye. I don't know. It's hard to say, but that's what started that journey when I was 19, 20 years old.
Funny fact.
My mom read the book too, actually, and wasn't such a fan, but she read it at the same time as me to see what I was up to. But it was good, you know, because we talked about it. So she just wanted to know, you know, she didn't tell me at the time, actually. But later she was like, you know, well, I knew you were going to figure it out. So, you know, some things that she was like a bit concerned about some things here, but... So.
Oh, she thought that you might take the whole book literally.
Yeah, and there were some things that I can see that I had some mindsets because I was sharing that with her that was maybe a little bit like not the healthiest. So, but she did an amazing job that she actually, like, in her wisdom, didn't like say those things right then and there, but actually
let the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, just trust that God will work it out in me. Kärlighetens 5 språk by Gary Chapman Gray. Yes, so that's the Norwegian version of the first book that Heta mentioned. 5 love languages. Yes. Okay, number 3 here. Book number 3 for Heta. You have to...
I have very good memory, but it's super short.
Very short. Okay.
Oh yeah, by the way, I told you guys that my phone changed like all these names. So basically I just said Harry Potter, but my phone says Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. That's a
and
Finnish
then the love languages, my phone says Kone languages.
That which means machine languages. Oh well.
Why not? Okay. I think next one for me is Healthy and Free. That's the book title, and the author is Benny Johnson. So basically, this wife of a pastor fell from the Lord. She's a cancer survivor. She felt from the Lord that she should take this health journey and write this book. And this was something very different that she had done before. She's been writing books, but she's been writing more like spiritual books. But this one is actually super spiritual too. And I felt super, super drawn to this book when I just saw it, and I bought it from the US. And then when I started reading it like I had already started to become more interested about health earlier, like a few months before.
Yeah.
And I've always been a little bit interested.
Mm-hmm.
But this book started a journey with me that hasn't ended yet. Like one of the biggest changes.
It probably
in my
won't.
life.
Yeah, it probably won't end.
No.
in your life ever.
No, yeah. But I mean that I feel that I have still so much to grow in this health journey.
Sure, absolutely.
But
what is it about, the book?
It's about.
I have not read it, so.
It's about these 3 very important like aspects of health, basically, like spiritual and physical and emotional.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't realized, to be honest. I was a Christian who believed that only like spiritual things matter, and somehow I thought that the body of the temple, our body of spirit, is somehow spiritual, that it doesn't necessarily mean like love our body, you know, that don't cut yourself, or you know, stuff like that, but that it means or hurt yourself, but it means so much more. And like just the book is about basically health and
like practically, is it like diets?
Thanks for asking me questions. I got a little stuck. Yeah.
Is it diets or?
Yeah, about different diets that fit for different people, that everybody has different bodies and
like
body chemistries.
Working out, or?
About working out and how to start if you've never worked out. I love this book because it was kind of health things for noobs, basically. Because sometimes I read these like, oh, what a health book, and I opened it, and all the workouts were like ding, 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 like super
crazy.
hard. Yeah. Like I can't even do one push-up. So bye.
So this is basically would be a good book for someone who wants to start their health journey and wants to get a Christian healthy perspective on spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical.
Who is interested in like getting like a book that is pretty much has it all.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, finishing Livsglädje by Karsten Isaksen. It's a great read. Well, Livsglädje, which is Norwegian for life joy or life happiness, life joy. Yeah, I mean, I'm not familiar with that book. Thanks, man. Is it available in English? Even though I could, of course, read Norwegian. Could be a good way to improve my Norwegian, actually, because it's okay, but it could be better. So that was your third book. And my third book is going to be, like, I have this list in my head. I'm not thinking when I would say certain books. I'll actually go, because you were talking about Benny Johnson's book. I'll say her husband, Bill Johnson, has written a book called Strengthen Yourself in the Lord. And I think this is a must read for all Christians, in my opinion. I've read many books by him, and this is my favorite book by him. It made the biggest impact. I read it that was the last book I read in the first year of my school of ministry. And it really did something deeply. It's just basically talking about how to minister to yourself, how to build yourself up, you know, through like different tools that we have so that we can become strong in character and strong in the Lord, so that we don't, like, when things get hard, we don't fall, you know, like many people have done. We've seen that so many times, like even famous preachers like fall morally and things like that. How can you strengthen yourself? And it has to do with prayer life and your Bible reading and how to deal with like disappointment, how to deal with difficult things that happen, and just strengthening yourself. And Lord, I've read it in English, and I recently read it in Chinese too. So it's good. It's actually available in many languages, I believe. So Strengthen Yourself in the Lord by Bill Johnson. Definitely. He's just such a wise and humble man. Like when I listen to Bill, when he preaches or when he writes, I never feel like anyone's like preaching at me. I never feel like that. Like he's like, you need to do this and never. He just shares what he feels the Lord has said very humbly, and it just inspires you to want to do the same. Because I just look at his life and I was like, wow, there's amazing fruit here. I want that. Like he has, yeah. Like his family life is just amazing, like more that impacts me more than anything, how his family is, even though he's a great leader, because it tells me that his foundation is like so strong. So yeah, that's my number 3 book, and keep the recommendations coming. I love hearing what you guys like reading, and what are your some of your favorite books. So you can even say, what are you reading right now? Actually, I would like to know that. What book are you reading right now? So over to you, number 4.
I actually want to add something in the number 3. I was thinking about it.
Okay.
Like, it's like I have so little time to talk about my favorite books. It's so hard to sum it up somehow.
Yeah.
But
of course.
like something yet again like very impactful about that book. I was just talking about like the Healthy and Free by Benny Johnson. It was so empowering for me, because I realized that basically I can take so many things in my own hands, like my health and happiness.
Yeah, that's good. That's important. Like you have.
I'm not a victim by anything that's happening to me.
I love that. That's awesome. I mean, I feel like that's really where we're headed too. The world is going towards that. Like we're not outsourcing our health anymore. We're actually realizing we have.
There's so much we can do for preventing, or even when we are already like struggling.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Even positive self-affirmation and reading Bible verses to us is like medicine.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
So good.
Okay, number 4.
Am I too slow? I'm boring.
No, you are not boring.
Yeah. Then this is funny. My phone says "lol, Mari."
Lol, Mari.
It's
Have you ever read that book? Lol,
be
Mari.
con Mari.
Con Mari.
Why I chose that?
Is that the Finnish name? Con Mari?
Marie Kondo.
Oh.
And Con Mari. I don't know which. Anyway,
maybe both actually.
Yeah. I chose that book because it helped me this like.
What is the book name of the book?
It's about tithing. I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Okay, is it because he has written a few books?
Yeah, I can Google.
Is it Spark Joy? Is that the one?
I don't know.
Oh. Have you read her? We've talked about.
I've only read one book, so I don't know the other ones. It's this pink one.
Oh, okay.
Magisk.
I think it's the magic of tidying up or something like that.
Yeah. The life-changing magic of tidying up.
The life-changing magic of tidying up. Okay.
Yeah, why I chose that was because I like started to actually like learn how to like organize stuff away and give up. Like I had so much like kind of stuff that I was very attached to, but I learned to like separate my feelings from stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So you could get rid of them.
Yes, I had so much clothes and stuff, and it was started to be like a
Still does.
Well, I'm not finished yet, but it started something very healthy and very good.
I'm just kidding.
Even how to throw away photographs. I don't need like so many photographs.
Right.
And that's the toughest one ever.
It's tough. Yeah. I've done that too.
Or gifts that I don't like. I never used. Just like I learned it. Thank the gift. Thanks. You have done your service, and now I can give you away.
When did you read this book?
I don't know, a couple of years ago.
A couple of years ago. Okay.
Mm.
So it helped you.
It gave me a new mindset about stuff, not to be so attached in stuff, because that's not even very like kingdom wise.
Right. Yeah. Don't gather up treasures on the earth, but gather up treasures in heaven. So, and actually, she inspired me by that, because when I was moving out of my apartment before we were getting married, I had to get rid of a lot of stuff, and some of it was a bit hard, and you were actually kind of coaching me on the phone, and using a lot of the same techniques as Marie Kondo, and I used them, and it really worked. Just like, does this bring me joy? No. Then why am I going to keep it? So then it's thrown away, and it's like basically kind of asking that from everything. And so I decided to read it myself. So I read it and finished, and did the same thing as Heta did with Harry Potter, and used that as my Finnish practice through this app, so that I could actually click on the words and see what they meant. But it's an amazing, amazing book. It really, I'm actually going to read her second book. That's next after I'm done with my current Finnish book. I'm going to read that. So, but it really made an impact, just how you talked about it. So I was like, wow, I got to read this. And it's so liberating, so freeing it's been for me, because I really had a hard time letting go of things. Really, really hard time. And it's a lot easier now. So that was number 4 for you?
Yeah.
And number 4 for me, now this is when it gets a bit tough, because I only have 2 more to choose. So of course I could choose many books, but these are some of them. I'm going to choose the most recent book I finished. Actually made a really, really big impact on me. And I'm still thinking about what a lot of that book said. And I remember I was talking to you those days when I was reading it about it all the time. So it's actually a friend of mine wrote his book. His name is Nicholas Bayerly, and the book is called The Modern Day Businessman. And don't let the title fool you, because it's not exactly what one would think. Yes, it is about being an entrepreneur like we are, and being a businessman, but it is an amazing book. It really, like, there's so many things that just like, wow, changed my perspective on certain things.
It's Christian.
It's a Christian book. Yes, he went to minister school, like in a little bit after me. Well, actually, we were there at the same time. When I was in 3rd year, I think he was like in 1st year, him and his wife. So a lot of wisdom, and he's a young guy. He's not even 30. And you can check him out. You can check the book out if you want to read it. Nicholas Bayerly, The Modern Day Businessman. You can actually download it for free on his
Instagram
website.
bio. Oh, and website.
Yeah, website, $1billiondolarbody.com. You can go there. $1billiondolarbody.com. But what I love about this book is that it talks about being a 3-dimensional businessman, not just like succeeding in business and basically, financially prospering, but it's actually about prospering like in your health and your relationships. Because there can be a lot of like people that are very successful financially, but they're like their health is terrible, or their personal life is just a mess. We see there's a lot of people that are healthy in maybe one area. They're killing it in one area, and then the other areas are falling apart. And it could be athletes, could be musicians, and all that. So, and like I just love this book. It right away starts talking about like testimonies of what God has done in his life, and he's a very successful businessman, like very successful. So he knows what he talks about.
Also a revivalist. Like,
yeah,
wow.
Like they have a mission, they have a vision that is. They're not even money motivated. They're not motivated by that. They're motivated by like helping people and this vision that we have. Because if we don't have, just maybe realize like, man, if I'm not going after my dreams, like the things that God has put down in my heart and our hearts as a couple, if I'm not going after that 100%, like I'm just never going to be fulfilled. Like if I could, and this is just for me, like I could get like a steady job and be safe, but I would not be happy on the inside. I would slowly die on the inside. And what that looks like is going to look different for everybody. For some people it is to have a certain job that might be steady, but that's your calling, whatever that is. But yeah, I don't want to let any fear or anything hold me back from going after my dreams. So that's, yeah, it impacted me in so many different ways. But a big thing was just the different stages of life. We can be survival, we could be at, barely getting by, it could be a stability, we can be at success, or we can be at significance. And I want to get to significance. I want to be there, like really making a positive impact on people and helping them up, like taking them along with me on our journey and helping them thrive.
Wow, yeah.
And succeed, because we're super passionate about health, when it comes to physical, like Heta already shared a book, and relationship stuff. We want to have a healthy relationships and have the healthiest marriage possible, and that's why we do these videos with you guys. So yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, that was good.
The Ice of Darkness by Dean Koontz. Ice of Darkness. I think I might have heard that. Interesting. Man, this is good. Keep them coming. There's a lot of these books that I have not read or not even familiar with. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it the last one?
Last one for me. Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice. But it doesn't say that there. In your Finnish version, what does it say?
Pride and Predu.
Pride and Predu, yeah. Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah.
You love this book. I haven't read it, but I watched the movie with you.
Yes.
It was very good. Very
good. It's so romantic.
So romantic, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's all the guys' favorite book as well here. But it's like that book that every girl just loves that book. Yeah. Like, I don't know that I haven't met many girls or women that don't love that book, that have read it. If any.
I could cry.
You could cry just thinking about it. Why do you love that book? You can cry.
It's so romantic. It's so, like, beautiful, and it's pure. It's lovely to read a book that it's not like, woo, what's going on? And it's like...
What does that mean? Oof, what's going on? What does that mean?
I don't know. Very graphic sexual situation.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
And it's just like the story is... I've read it so many times, and every time I just like cry of happiness in the last pages. It's like... I love the world. It's so beautiful. I want to live. I wish I would have born in those times. Oh, that's what I think, but I might not agree if I could try it, but...
Right, but yeah, but I see what you mean. It's like very romantic times. Like,
writing these letters and riding horses, wearing dresses.
Yeah. I really like the movie.
Yeah.
I like, actually, kind of a bit of a sucker for chick flicks, so... I haven't read the book, though. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. So it's just... When did you read that the first time? That book?
Maybe 5 years ago. But I had seen the movie a long time ago in high school.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And
so you saw the movie first?
Yeah. Oh. First time I saw the movie with my sister and my friend. No, it was only me and my friend, and we watched it and we put it right away again. We had to see it like right away again. It was so
started
good.
It over right away.
I've never done that before and after.
Yeah. Wow.
We had to watch it twice. It was so good.
I've never done that, I don't think. Well, one time I watched a movie and then I watched it again with the commentary. Just kind of mostly listening to it.
Yeah.
So I've done that. Okay. So we're going to get to the fifth book for me. This is a bit of a tough one. It's a bit of a tough one for me. But I am going to say...
Interesting. which one you will choose.
Yeah, because it could be a cookbook, actually. It could be one. Like, it's kind of a toss-up between The Chinese Kitchen, which is a cookbook. But I'm actually going to go, which really impacted me, but I'm going to go with Remembering the Traditional Hanzi. And it's basically a book about how to learn the first 1,500 Chinese characters. Fun, right? So why this made an impact on me was because when I started learning Chinese almost 3 years ago now, I was like, yeah, I'm going to learn how to speak it, but I'm not going to learn how to read it. Like those characters, that just seems way too much time. It just seems like that's just crazy. Like, no. Why am I going to learn that? That just seems that will take forever. But then I started getting interested like a few months in. I'm like, man, I would really like to be able to know what these characters say. I would really like to be able to read, because it's kind of a big thing to be able to read in a language. Just for the sake of actually learning. It's probably the most effective tool that I've used. One of them, if not the most effective tool. It's just reading a lot. I mean, you've done it as well. Because you get so many new words, you get so much quality language that you won't get from like just talking or just listening to someone talk. And also, well, how can you know if you're listening? You might not know what they're saying. So why this was important for me was because I guess it just changed the mindset. No, I can actually do this, because it showed a method where you can learn these characters like 10 times as quick as you can. Basically, you're using these memory images. They're called, what are they called? Like there's certain type, man, what is that called? Like when you associate something, like a picture in your head, like a story, in order to remember something else. I can't remember. There's a particular word for it. But yeah, so basically you have this character and you associate parts of it and make up this little story in your head, like, I am seeing a guy jump from a cliff in the rain and with a parachute. I don't know, like something super crazy and vivid. And the crazier and weirder it is, the better. So it's kind of cool. It makes you use your imagination and creativity in a way, and it just makes the characters stick. It's amazing. Like when you use that, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So this is a really impactful book, and right now I'm reading a lot in Chinese. So it's like, wow.
That's very true.
Thank you.
I think that's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, but it's so possible. It takes time.
It is possible, yeah.
It takes a lot of time, but
really, really, like, I'm like, wow, really admiring how you just like stick to it. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I went through that book and I went through the second one. It's another 1,500 characters, 3,000 in total. What did you say?
I've been following your journey. It's amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So those are some of my favorites. But that was all 5?
That was all 5. There's like 100 million books to talk about.
Yeah, we got another here. Snö vill falla över snö som har fallit by Levi Henriksen. It's also great. Okay, cool. So snow is going to fall over snow, which have been fallen, I guess. Yeah. Something maybe it's a botched translation. So, but yes, thank you so much, you guys, for your comments, and let us know also in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube. What are some of your favorite books, except the Bible, of course, outside the Bible? Because
that we all know is all of our favorite book.
Hopefully,
yeah. Should be.
Yeah.
Should be.
So thanks so much, guys, and I appreciate the questions coming in. Keep them coming. I love that. Keep the questions coming, and we have some of those that we're going to talk about in the future episodes next week, for example.
So basically,
What?
No, I was just thinking there was romance, health, Christianity,
business,
household, business,
language learning,
fun.
Yes.
Yes.
Everything you need.
Everything.
All the different areas you need in life. So hope you guys enjoyed that. And thank you so much for watching and for tuning in today. Love you guys.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye from the top edge.